All I kept asking myself when I was with her is, why is this so easy? Why can't it be this easy with us?
I'm not her. You got a lot to learn about me. You still don't understand.
Then teach me.
You're a grown man. When are you gonna take responsibility for yourself?
If you wanted this to work, you would. You would take me by the hand and tell me what it is you need from me.
I've had some interesting discussions. Well, maybe not discussions, since I haven't had time to respond to messages, voice memos, tweets, basically all forms of communications. I'm a 30-year-old black man, so let me just say up front, the reason I'm opening the video with that is I'm not a black woman. Yes, I have a black mother, black sister, aunts, cousins, whatnot, black, female friends over the years. So even though we share the same race, I know I don't share the same struggles as black women. I'm putting that out there. I'm making it clear that when I say things in this video, if I come across as ignorant, hey, like Preston said, teach me. That's what the comment sections is for. The people who have said they slightly disagree with me, they've been respectful. There have been black women who say, well, yeah, I think your opinion is coming from being a man and whatnot, being a guy. And, I've listened and I'm like, okay, well, I see where you're coming from. But I rewatched the scene 3 times because I have the episode. I rewatched the scenes between Danni and Preston 3 times. And maybe my perspective is still, I guess you could say, misconstrued being a male. But this is how I feel about it. Danni's full of shit. I know that sounds disrespectful and harsh, but I cannot wrap my head around the fact that for as much as she calls out Preston for not understanding her for being a black woman, from my perspective, I think Preston was trying to understand Danni as a person. I don't think it's fair to put the full responsibility. And again, I'm saying this from the perspective of, let's say you have 2 people who are in a relationship. They are of different ethnicities. I don't think it's fair to put the full responsibility of your partner. I don't think it's fair to put the full responsibility to knowing all of your quirks, or what's considered offensive and non-offensive to your specific race, on another person who is not of the same ethnic background. Because here's how I look at it. Let's say I was dating a white female who's kind of like Preston, where it's kind of like, hey, I've never dated a black guy. I've always kind of wanted to. Semi-fetish, if you will. I don't know how you want to put it. But how can I expect a white female who has little to no experience of the black culture to know everything about me in regards to what makes me tick, what makes me, pissed off or I find offensive? And I feel like it should be a little bit, it's unfair, especially if the person from a different ethnic background than yours wasn't in an area growing up where they had black people or Asian people or any other people of their culture around. Like, for example, I went to Liberty University in college. That was a melting pot of people. And there were people from all over the world, other countries, other continents, other nations. And they didn't have a lot of black people around. They didn't have a lot of Japanese people in Brazil, that kind of thing. So I don't think it's fair. I feel like Danni and Preston are having 2 opposing conversations. Danni is trying to make it seem like, Preston, you need to understand me. And when Preston is trying to say, that's exactly what I'm saying, teach me, tell me what you want. It's like Notebook. What do you want? What do you want? But Danni keeps switching it up. She goes from, you need to understand me versus you need to understand the black culture. But how the hell is he supposed to know that? I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure he's aware of not using the N-word. I mean, that's like the basis of any non-black person, essential to know. Yeah, better not use that word. Black people don't like that. Or, the whole jokes about watermelon and fried chicken. I hate watermelon, but I love fried chicken. And I know people of other races that love it too. So stereotype or whatnot, I love it. Also, it's just the fact that she treats everything like a damn joke, and I did not appreciate the moments where she was treating Preston like a dog during the episode.
Okay, well, I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, look at you learning the rules.
Can I come by your house?
Yeah, I'm headed there now. You got a few minutes.
Okay, good. Look, I'll see you when you get there.
Okay.
And I will wait outside for you.
Wow, 2 points, Preston. Keep it up.
Okay, thanks, Danny.
Hey, point for Preston. You know, you got it right. Okay, you're going to call before you come over. You're not going to go in the house. You're not going to ask the landlord to let you in before I get there. Oh, yeah, okay. And my thing is, when you look at the history of these two, whenever, you know, Preston, quote unquote, messes up, it's because he does something he didn't know would piss Danny off, because he doesn't know shit about Danny, because Danny doesn't want to tell him. Anytime the man is literally doing everything but getting down on one knee with an engagement ring saying, look, I will give you whatever you want. I want to love you. No, I love you. I want to be with you. Just tell me what you want, what you need. And this woman just sat up here and said, you have a lot to learn. Bitch, I got my hand out. Grab it and tell me what to do. I'm a grown woman. You're a grown man. I have a full-time job, and I'm a black woman carrying the weight of the world. And you want me to teach you to grow up. Preston isn't asking you to teach him how to be a good man. He's trying to ask you, what can I do to be the right man for you, Danny? This isn't about Preston being sensitive to the entirety of the black culture. This is Preston learning how to cater to your wants and needs, not just as a black woman, Danny, but as the woman he wants to be with, Danny. These are the kind of women, or let me just say the kind of people, who will step all over the man, the woman, the person who wants to give them everything they want in favor of being in the streets, dating a bunch of other people, some no-name people just for sex and a good time. But then when they're alone in the middle of the night because they don't have a stable relationship or that confidant they can turn to in a tough time, that's when they say, you know what, all men ain't shit, women ain't shit. It's like y'all just out here, la 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 la. No, it's like Chris Rock said in the interview, it's like 90% of women want to F 10% of the men. It's like in school, there were like 30 kids in the classroom back in like elementary school, but there were like the 15 girls, 15 boys, but the girls only wanted to mess around with 2 of the boys. So like the other 13, no. That it's just ridiculous to me that Danny, she shot down 3 different dudes in this episode, Logan, El Fuego, and then Preston got the worst of it. But I cannot comprehend what Danny wants. And if I were Preston, I would just, as much as I love the character, this should be his last episode. Like the moment he walked out of that door, I'm like, Preston, I love you. Tyler, put Trinity in another project, because I cannot stand to watch this man drag like this. Because Danny is so damn ridiculous. I know I'm probably going to catch flack. No offense to Mignon, the actress. I'm talking about Danny, the character. I used to love this character. I was indifferent to her in season 1. She grew on me as the season went on. She was actually my favorite sister towards the latter half of season 1 into season 2, until she started acting funny with Preston. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I loved having you here. I even like having you here now. And if I were Preston, like, you know what? I would have stopped by that landlady's office and it's like, hey, you know what? Go ahead and give me back the 2.5 months of rent. Like, you know what? I'll let her keep that 3rd month, because I did stay for a little while, but the next 2 months of rent, I would like that back. And then Danny gets a slip on the door about how she's still needing to pay the next couple months rent, because the hell if you're going to do that to me. And look, that was on Preston for paying the rent in advance, just like it is for Gary buying all this shit, penthouse and cars, and putting it in Andy's name. But I think Danny is straight up ridiculous. And it's like she talks about having the weight of the world on her shoulders as a black woman. I feel like you're transferring an unreasonable amount of pressure on on Preston as a white man. I can't. This is just one of those things like, what exactly do you want? This man, I love you. It's like, again, he's not even asking Danny to help him be an adult, be a man. He has a job. He has money. He's willing to cater to this woman. All he wants is to understand her. Teach me what it is that makes you tick. What helps you fall asleep at night? What are your hopes and dreams? Like, hell, how was your day? And all this woman does is crack jokes, act sarcastic, and just, to be completely honest, despite the fact that she likes to throw around phrases like white privilege and this and that, she's kind of a bigot towards Preston. The way she talks down to him, mocks his culture. If nothing else, I feel like Danni thinks she's better than him. But that's just my perspective. Maybe it's because I'm a guy. I don't know. But I'm just fed up with it. Danni, just go on somewhere. Just Preston, again, I love the character, but this should be your final episode. Like, you deserve far better. I know you said you were with Tanya. You didn't want to go on that date with her, but you were sitting with her thinking about it the whole time. Why is it so easy getting to know this woman, but Danni is so difficult? And then she's like, well, hey, you went on your date. Shouldn't I go on mine? Heifer, he caught you twice with random men in the apartment you slept with. I'm pretty sure a sexless date, assuming that it wasn't, sex at all. I don't know. I mean, but then again, she did get her hair wet, but they never explain why. But basically, it's like, I don't understand what Danni is, is this one of those things where she just isn't ready for a committed relationship, and kind of like Karen expecting the pregnancy to push Aaron away, she's trying to intentionally get rid of Preston? But like he said, well, if you didn't care, you wouldn't have come down to the salon when Karen called. I never said I didn't care. And like he said, well, you are acting like you don't. Danni just refuses to acknowledge her own faults and why she is in part a reason why she and Preston won't work. She's always quick to bring up his own shortcomings and mistakes and what he does to piss her off, even though it isn't until he pisses her off that he learns what pisses her off. It's never brought up about how she's sleeping with other guys. It's never brought up about how, maybe I do go a bit too hard on the farm boy and rodeo jokes instead of when you're actually trying to just have a normal conversation with me. And like Preston said, you weren't trying to tell me or teach me anything. You were talking at me about everything I've been doing wrong and that I've already apologized for. So in my mind, I don't think Danni deserves Preston. I feel like Preston is way better for her. Then she must feel like, she's better than him. So that's really all I got to say. I'm just frustrated. I really am. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hate to use the B word, but it just, Danni gets a bigger rise out of me in terms of emotions and even Karen, because it's just so frustrating dealing with this chick. So let's talk about it more in the comment section below. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. In order to keep up when I post content on the channel, hit subscribe and hit the bell icon and select all. But if notifications are not working, you may need to unsubscribe, hit subscribe again, and reset notifications for it to work. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.